It's time for this week's Woodsongs Kid. Let's say hi to Wade Papineau. How you doing, Wade?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Now you are, let's tell the audience, you're 15 years old.
Yes, sir.
And you have an acoustic guitar in your hand. How long have you been playing the acoustic guitar? You're 15 now. When did you start?
I got my first guitar when I was 8 years old for my 8th birthday. And by the time I was about 9, I was, just starting to play, got some lessons, and went from there.
So half your life.
Yes, sir.
Half your life you've been playing the guitar. And was this a hard thing for you to learn?
It's
8
I'm always
years
looking,
old, right?
Yeah, I'm always looking for some kind of challenge, always. But I picked it up pretty quick and just learned a couple chords and just kept on advancing from there and trying to get more and more under my belt, all I can.
And who are your guitar heroes? When you're like 9, 10 years old, who was like grabbing at you going, oh, I want to play just like that?
When I was 9 and 10, I wanted to play like Hank Williams, Sr. I wanted to play just like Hank Williams and all the bluegrass music I had heard at the time. I wanted to play banjo and all kind of stuff like that.
Right, and then you started really focusing on the flat picking.
Uh-huh.
So who are some of your flat picking heroes? I mean, everybody right now is like Billy Strings, right?
Oh, I love Billy Strings, love him. Hope to meet him and pick with him one day. But everyone from like him and of course Tony Rice, Doc Watson, and then I also play thumb style, and I really look up to like Jerry Reed and players like Tommy Emmanuel.
That we just heard, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now, for a little kid who wanted to play like Hank Williams, to brag on you a little bit, you recently performed at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yes.
At 15 years old. So how did that happen? What?
That was such an honor.
There's a gazillion people that want to play on the Grand Ole Opry. Andrew Farriss recently played on the Grand Ole Opry too. But he had to sell 75 million albums, and you're just 15, right?
Yes, sir.
So how did you get on the Grand Ole Opry? How did you beat out Andrew Farriss?
Well, I didn't necessarily beat it, but I entered a competition. I didn't play on the show. I just got to play on the Grand Ole Opry stage, but it was still such an honor. It's a competition called The Sound of Small Town America, and they're looking for more Christian country artists, and I entered that, and with a song I originally wrote, and I made it to the finals on the stage. I didn't win. I got beat by a pretty girl that can sing. They always beat you, but it was quite an experience.
15 years old and you're learning real quick. Welcome to the rest of your life. All right, so now you are a wonderful guitar player. We've heard you play. You're stunning. You're amazing. You're also a good songwriter. Is it hard for you to write? Because we want to get into your song here in a second, but is it hard for you to write?
It can be for sure. My issue is I'll write songs that are too deep for me. I'll be like, whoa, like I could sing this to myself, but it's like I'm trying to get out of my shell a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I write songs. I'm trying to write some songs that are like, yeah, let's have a good time, sing this song. But this one that I'm getting ready to sing, I kind of wrote it to kind of pay respects to all the musicians that have paved the path for me. Like Buck Owens and Hank Williams. It mentions them, and
well, I think that's a very honorable thing for a young guy to do, to recognize what gave them their inspiration. So that's what he's doing. It's a song that he wrote. It's called A Place to Start. He's 15 years old. Wade Papineau, this week's Woodsongs Kid.
If Buck was still around, I know that he'd be proud.
Okay, hold on.
If Buck was still around, I know that he'd be proud to see his music isn't gone as long as I'm around. And Hank should know he isn't going anywhere too far. He's done too much for me to let him down. Oh, I'll be hanging around on Music Row, trying to give the folks a show with all who came before me in my heart. If it wasn't for the songs they sang and the way they made the music music ring, I don't believe I'd have a place to start. Now no one plays that banjo quite how Earl used to do, and everyone's still picking on that good old Mountain Dew. And Grandpa says it's 8 more miles to Louisville, and then that's when he'll settle down and never leave that town again. Oh, I'll be hanging around on Music Row, trying to give the folks a show with all who came before me in my heart. If it wasn't for the songs they sang and the way they made the music ring, I don't believe I'd have a place to start. Trying to give those folks a show with all who came before me in my heart. If it wasn't for the songs they sang and the way they made the music ring, I don't believe I'd have a place to start.